Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I'm your host Mikan.
And I am your host, Ichigo. What's up, guys?
Join us this week as we review Takopi's Original Sin. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey, guys. What's up? Welcome back.
I hope you are tuning in after our last episode. We will be reviewing Takopi's Original Sin, which is a bit of a heavy anime.
Yes. So in this episode, this is your trigger warning. We will be discussing very, very heavy topics that is discussed within the show itself. So if you or anybody that you know or love is suffering with any of these topics that we are going to be discussing in this episode, we kindly and lovingly ask that you please find somebody that you can confide in, or there are hotlines that you can call to get additional assistance. But we did just want to kind of give a trigger warning for this episode. Wanted to put that out there before we actually officially start.
Yes. So, just like Ichigo mentioned, there will be heavy topics: suicide, depression, etc. It is quite a heavy show.
Mm-hmm.
So, just here's your trigger warning. Before we go into it, highly recommend that people watch the show.
Yes.
I do highly recommend for people who are of age. I think this is definitely for an older audience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Please watch the show. It's actually really good. But like we mentioned, it does discuss very heavy topics. Just a little background. So basically, it revolves around a squid-like creature that lands on Earth, and he's found by an unsmiling little girl named Shizuka, who feeds him and names him Takopi. Feeling in debt, Takopi decides to do everything in his power to bring a smile to her face. The task is easier said than done. Shizuka is bullied by her classmates, and she has a lot of family issues.
Mm-hmm.
And because the gravity of those issues basically flies over the naive Takopi's head, Takopi slowly learns about humans and tries his best to, in many ways, help Shizuka. This is your final warning. We're going to spoil the entire show, so highly
Yes.
recommend go watch it.
The show. For it to be so short, it's only
Yeah.
6 episodes,
Yeah.
guys. And when you do watch it, it is on Crunchyroll. But when you do watch it, every single episode will have a trigger warning. So there's an added layer of trigger warning.
Mhm.
But I was quite honestly not expecting the heaviness of this show itself. Like
Yeah.
I was expecting the bullying aspect just by reading
Mhm.
the synopsis alone. Um because the synopsis does not basically discuss
Yeah.
Shizuka's suicide in episode
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
So when I first started watching it and I saw she was getting bullied, I was like, oh, okay, this is a show about like extreme bullying in my head. And
Mhm.
then you get to the end of episode 1 and I was like, what did I just watch?
Mhm.
And why am I hooked?
Yes. I actually was recommended this many years ago. I think when it first came out,
Mhm.
um, the manga, and I read it. I forgot about it. However, when I saw the posters for this, I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember the story." Mind you, I didn't fully remember like every single detail. I just remembered there was a suicide, but I for some reason thought that was later on or in the end. So when it
Mm.
came in the first episode, like it was slowly like my memory was slowly it was coming back, and I just remembered how sad it was. Um,
Well, yeah.
and then I remember I saw it, I was like, "Wait a minute, it happens already?" I was like, "Wait,
Mhm.
it happened that fast? Hold on, I don't remember that happening that fast." But honestly, it was a lot more frustrating watching it than reading it, maybe because I can control the speed when I read,
Right.
and I don't hear, like, Takopi's voice and how naive he is, like, literally in the beginning when the other kids are talking about bullying Shizuka, and Takopi is like, "They sound like they're having fun," like, that already set me off because when I'm reading it, it's a very different vibe, to hear their
Mm.
voices, to see the facial expressions, it's just a little bit different, and the color, like, everything, um yeah, that really Takopi is so cute, first of all, but he really, like, oh my god, as the show went on, I get it. That's the whole point of him. He's naive. He's like this creature from another world who is just different. My gosh, he was triggering me a bit, I'm not gonna lie.
I will also say that, but I how do I explain this without it sounding weird? I kinda understood a little bit more about Taco P's character because Taco P is an alien that people pleases.
Yeah.
And so simple things of "Oh, you're not being bullied." They're like they just like you, so they're teasing you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so where we as the audience are like, "Okay, well, at what point does the teasing become bullying?"
Mhm.
And Taco P's kind of inability to see Shizuka's actual suffering
Mhm.
speaks more to, it's because I don't know if Taco P is a boy or girl, so I'm just gonna say it.
Mhm.
Um, Speaks more volumes to its ability to people please
Mhm.
and just be like, "Oh, well, everybody just gets along. Like, just get
Yeah.
along with everybody. Like, it's okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, "Oh, she might be mad at you. Well, what did you do to, like, make her mad?" Like, that part threw me, and it pissed
Mhm.
me off so much because 'cause I'm like, "She didn't do anything."
Mhm.
And that's the sad part of this whole story, quite honestly, is Shizuka did absolutely nothing to Marina. It was the fact that her mom,
Yeah.
who I'm just gonna be honest, the mom's a hoe.
She's like an escort, basically, yeah. Well, she's because yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that,
That's
like,
her job.
the mom Shizuka is basically getting bullied because of what her mom does, as
Mhm.
if Shizuka has control over her mother.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
w
mean?
Mhm. But, like, with hatred, like, hurt people, and I do think,
Mhm.
like, particularly with children, like, the things that you are taught from your parents is how you treat other people, and
Yes.
this was truly targeted in
Mhm.
this specific case, and I remember I had a really good, deep conversation when I first read the manga with the friend that recommended it, and we were talking, and I was like the way I see Takopi and Shizuka is like Takopi is the epitome of somebody who maybe was basically raised in a healthy home, in a good
Mhm.
environment. Not necessarily that they didn't know struggle, but it was like they were raised right,
Mm,
with goodness and hope in their heart. And Shizuka faced with like struggles and like on Shizuka's end, it's severe depression, suicidal
mhm.
ideation, like all these things, anger, hatred, like everything. And I think it's interesting because my friend had mentioned like the reason why, like, let's say it's annoying for a lot of people who maybe were in Shizuka's position for to face Takopi is because you're either a Takopi or you're either a Shizuka, or like the other characters,
Mm,
which is not bad. Like, if the world was full of just Takopis, like the world would be a beautiful place. You know what I mean?
right.
Sadly, that is not the case.
Mhm.
And I do think maybe that's why it was written in that sense of because Takobi never means harm. He or she or whatever wants to just honestly from the bottom of its little heart wants to make Shizuka happy. And it's
Mhm.
like Takobi's so genuine, but misses the mark so many times because it's truly that case of Takobi cannot relate
No.
at all.
No.
at all until slowly and surely, like, he starts to suffer certain things and sees certain things. It's almost like he's being tainted. I don't wanna say it like that, but he's being tainted by the world, and
Mhm.
then is finally like, "Oh, I get it." That really hurt me because it's like, for him to get it, like, he had to not only sacrifice himself, but basically had to go through that to kind of, it's almost like get on their level, like, lower him like, I don't wanna say lower himself, but, like, almost basically crawl in the dirt to, like, get to that level, and that's just so
Right.
sad. It's so sad, but
Ugh.
it's that whole thing of, like, same thing with the kids. Hatred is, like, passed down, it's learned, and I think it can only be, like, understood and seen when it's finally experienced.
Right.
And, this show is just sad, like, in general, it's just
It
sad,
is.
and
It
it
is.
it really is sad when Shizuka, because her lifeline is Chappi, right? Her dog. Honestly, when
Oh.
the moment she says, "Oh, when Chappi's all she needs," I was like, "Oh, that's honestly was the trigger for when I started to remember things," and I was like, "Oh, no. Oh, no."
Well, it towards the end of the season, when she goes to visit her dad and she was like, "You have
Yeah.
Chuppy, right?" Like, "That's not Chuppy." Then she was kinda really going off the walls. That's when I knew. I
Yes.
was like, "This is her." Basically, Chuppy is her support animal
Mhm.
because they took Chuppy away from her. She don't know how to regulate her emotions. Like,
Nope.
she's
That
literally going off the rails, talking about she
th
gonna cut up the little
Mhm.
her now half siblings that she just
Yeah.
found out that she has
Yeah.
because she thinks that they ate the dog.
Mhm. She that was her 13th reason, honestly. She didn't have, like, that was her lifeline. She doesn't have any reason to live, and that's so sad that because that dog is her only connection
Mhm.
to any hope, and that was cut, and it's like, "Oh my god, this poor
Well,
child."
once again, this is also another case of, like, hurt people because
Oh, yeah.
had Marina's dad stopped stepping out on the mom
Mhm.
with Shizuka's mom and hurting her mother, then Marina's mother would stop hurting Marina. In turn, Marina would then stop hurting Shizuka.
Mhm.
Really, truly, it's Marina's dad's fault
Mhm.
for how this is gonna sound weird. It's Marina's dad's fault for how Shizuka is treated, if that makes
Mhm.
sense, because it's a ripple effect.
Yep.
Okay? The dad is stepping out on the mom, causing the mom to lash out against her daughter and be unstable because she's probably feeling like, well, I can't leave this man because if I leave him, I can't afford to be a single mother. I don't know how to take care and be a single mom. Like, and I'm going to say their society, it's looked down upon to be a single mother. I mean, look at all the mess that they talk about Shizuka's mom for being a single
Mm.
mother and
Yep.
what she has to go through. And Marita's mom is probably thinking, I don't want to have to go through this, so I'm just going to stay with this man, regardless if he's hurting me or not. She slowly becomes, not slowly, but at this point, she is unstable mentally. And so she then takes it out on Marina. Well, the only
Mhm.
connection that Marina can make is Shizuka's mom is causing a rift between my mom and my dad, and
Yeah.
thus you have to pay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do whatever it is that I can to you in order
Mhm.
to break you down because I'm getting pain at home.
Mhm.
I don't understand why you not getting any pain at home. But what
Mhm.
the disconnect is that Marina has absolutely no idea what is going on in her household with
Yeah.
her mom. You know, she doesn't know that, at least from, I haven't read the manga, but from the anime, it does not seem like Shizuka's mom gives two flying craps about Shizuka.
Mm-mm. Nope,
She
not at
don't.
all.
She don't care about her at all. And Marina doesn't know that. She's probably assuming that when Shizuka goes home, even though she's being bullied at school, she's probably happy go lucky at home. because
Mhm.
she's with her mom. She's with in a happy home, quote unquote. But she doesn't know that because she doesn't take the time to go there and check for herself.
Mhm. I mean, even if she did, she probably wouldn't know because the way they're being neglected and treated are just different,
Mhm.
and like, they're children, I don't think they can understand the complexities of what's going on at home.
Right. No,
Oh
they
god.
can't.
I was already crying, I'm not gonna lie, the first episode.
Me
I think
too.
just where I'm at, like, it really hurt. Like, because I also forgot, like, it happens right away, the
Mhm.
suicide, like, I thought it was later, I really did. I thought it was towards the end. I thought the whole story leads up to that point, and then that's what happens. I don't know why, my memory's terrible, but
That scene hurt because
that's what grabs you.
instead of her saying, like, "See you later" to Takopi, she's
Yeah,
broken down, she's carrying the strap, she's just like, "Bye-bye."
yeah,
Meanwhile, Takopi is the pure innocence. It's like,
yeah.
"Oh,
He
what are you
he doesn't
doing
even
hanging
know.
there?" I was like, "Bro."
Yeah. Yo, when Shizuka is, like, beat the hell up, he's just like, "Oh, how you doing? You look a little weird." I'm like, Takopi, oh my god, read the room," but he can't. He don't
He can't, he
understand.
don't know how.
And it was really sweet, though, when Takopi found her and was like, "I want to have more conversations and find a future where you live." But you know what
Mhm.
killed me? Takopi is like, "Oh, she forgot her homework, so that's why she killed herself," in the most cheerful tone. 'Cause when you read the manga, like, you can't hear the voice saying it, so I
Yeah.
died.
I I think in that moment, I was like, "You really went to the homework?" Well, I mean, in this like, it really just it showed me, like, his innocence.
Mhm.
Like, she is gone.
Yeah.
What I would've quite honestly liked to see, just a little bit, like, I'm just curious to know, like, had her mom walked in on that particular scene,
Mhm.
seeing her daughter like that, would there have been a shift? Like, obviously, I know the mom is a small factor in the story,
Mhm.
but, I'm just curious, like, it's just
Um,
sad.
she probably would have been like, "Oh, no," but I'm pretty sure like, it would have passed because she basically was living as if the girl didn't exist,
Mhm. Well,
and
and what
so now that she was gone, it would be probably better for her, as sad as that
right,
is. Both of
yeah,
her parents
well,
basically moved
both of
on
our
with their
parents,
life.
yeah, the dad moved on, he was like,
Mhm. And mom was like, "I'm just stuck with you," kind of, basically. That was her attitude.
which was sad,
Mhm.
but I think what made me think of it is so after, so now we're what, in episode 2, 3-ish? To make a long story short, we get background into Marina.
Marina's
We get
situation.
introduced to a new
Mhm.
character
Yeah.
who oh my gosh, what is his name?
Oh, the boy?
Is it Shota? No,
No, Naoki?
Naoki.
Yeah.
Get introduced to a new character, Naoki. Well, he was introduced in episode 1, but he's
Mhm.
more of a
We didn't really
key.
get to, yeah.
Yeah, he's more of
Yeah.
a key starting from episode 2.
Mhm.
Um, and we learn more about his background,
Yeah.
and
Also,
all these kids is they're traumatized.
they're traumatized, and it's funny because it comes from their parents.
Mhm,
Um, I mean, granted, I do think that's usually the case. Like, what separates, in my opinion, a good parent from a not so good parent is whether that parent, when their child does come to them or when they see those things happening, if they can accept the responsibility of that fact and be like, okay,
mm,
how can we move forward from this? You know, because many people, humans in general, whether it be parents or not, like, can't do that.
yeah,
It's one of the hardest things in the world to do. But that's why I do understand where Marina is coming from and why she is acting the way she is. I mean, she's basically being brainwashed by her own mother. She doesn't know any better. And it really is sad because even like in Naoki's
mm,
situation, his mother isn't necessarily a you know abusive the way Marina's mom is, or
mm,
doesn't necessarily isn't abandoning her child the way Shizuka's mom is, but she is in many ways traumatizing him to the point where he is not okay.
no.
And
Well, because
it's really
now
sad.
his whole reaction is, "If I am praised, then she'll actually look at me and she'll actually love me,"
Mhm.
which is sad because it's like, What now, that is the one thing that I hated about his story was that the mom would go out of her way to make these freaking fluffy pancakes,
Mhm.
and then he would come home with great scores,
Mhm.
okay? Like, not like he was failing or anything like that, like, really good, test scores. But because it wasn't 100% on every single thing, she was like, "Oh, well, I had made you these cupcakes or not cupcakes, pancakes in hopes that you'll be able to eat them, but I guess not," and then would throw them away in front of him as a way for him to try and do better. That I was so I was particularly angry at that scene. I understand that it's like, okay, well, I'm doing this because it's supposed to be motivation for my child. My child is
Mhm.
supposed to be motivated to do better so that they can get a reward. I think as a parent, to a certain degree, that works,
Mhm.
but to the degree that it is shown in this show is not good. She's basically, like, using a fish hook to kinda dangle a treat in front of her son,
Mhm.
and in his mind, he's equaling that to love. "Well, if I
Mhm.
don't do well, then my mom is not gonna love me anymore." Because even when, like, she was like, "Ah, you know what? You're not gonna be as good as your older brother. It's fine. You're just not as good as him, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just do whatever it is that you wanna do." That broke my heart because she's really telling him, like, "I only look at you for your achievement. I can only love
Mhm.
you for your achievement."
Yeah. I mean, that almost sounds like, "Oh, I'll just give up on you."
She
Like,
did
you'll
give up
never
on him.
yeah, you'll never be what I want you to be, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, gross.
She did
Honestly,
give up on him.
all the parents in this are trash. They're just all terrible.
Straight to jail.
Uh-huh. I also forgot, like, in episode 2 honestly, I mean, granted, it's only 6 episode, but I forgot how fast this story progresses.
Mhm.
I forgot Marina died. Well, she got killed by Takopi,
I was about to say
and
she was killed. She was
yeah,
murdered
and
with a
Shizuka being
camera.
so happy about it, and seeing it animated is so much more messed up, and
Mhm.
not her saying, "Thank you for killing her." That was crazy. I was like, "Wait a minute."
That big old smile on her face was the creepiest
It was
thing.
so creepy.
To the point where I was
It
like, "Yeah, she's
oh,
she's she's gone. She is gone." At that point, because remember,
well, yeah,
Chappie had
she
been
yeah,
actually, like,
is gone.
removed
Yeah.
from her space. So at this point, she's already unhinged
Oh, yeah.
because in her mind, she's like, "I just want Chappie back."
Mhm. It was honestly yeah, that smile was so creepy. She's just lost it. I do think she had, like she does have that capability from the get-go. She was a little bit cuckoo from the beginning, but also Azuma or Naoki literally falling in love while there's a dead body and helping. Like, Shizuka must have some magical charm to not only
No,
get
it's
Takobi, but also Azuma head over heels for her.
but this is also where
Because
she is kind of pulling at his. This is where I think Shizuka is a lot smarter than she leads on to be in the show, or at
mhm.
least that's depicted in the show, because when she was like, "You're the only one that I can rely on," and he instantly
Yes.
switched teams for her, in her head, I
Mhm.
think it clicked. If I keep
Oh,
telling
yeah.
him that I need him, he'll do whatever I ask. He'll do whatever I
Mhm.
say, because the moment he was like, "Look, I think you should do this. I think we should do this," and was like
Mhm.
trying to help, like, in a sense, help her,
Yeah.
but it didn't align with what she wanted him to do. She
Yes.
dropped him like a rock.
Yeah. I mean, she tried to manipulate him to confess for her.
Mhm.
Like,
She
I
was
was
like,
like
"You can just and I'll come visit you." I'm like, "After I get
yeah,
Chappy, I'll come visit
yeah,
you." I'm
literally.
like,
And
"Dang."
I did see a lot of people commenting like Shizuka is such a manipulator, and I'm like, well, if this show has taught you anything, it should be that children learn behavior from parents, and her
Yeah.
mother is literally an
Mhm.
expert at that. She's basically an escort, so she
She got a
experienced
job.
firsthand. Just like
Mhm.
Marina was like abused, so she became abusive. They just learn these behaviors. They see that and
Exactly.
they really it's almost like they take they take what they see, you know?
Mhm.
I'm just really glad that Azuma had like a decent brother. It does hurt my
He
heart
had an
that it took
amazing brother.
yeah, it just hurts my heart that it took another kid, like another child to save him. Because all these
Mhm.
adults be useless. Trash.
Mhm. Well, and I think that's what I liked about this show is that, it shows the dynamic of siblings, how siblings can rely on one another,
Mhm.
and it literally took Naoki's older brother to break him free of that quote unquote brainwashing that he was I'm not gonna call it fully brainwashing, but like brainwashing under his mom and
Mhm.
under Shizuka.
Mhm.
That and then just the fact that he felt seen, he felt loved again, it was devastating, and I just hate that Naoki was pushed to the point where he was really, like, considering going to jail for Shizuka because she
Mhm.
had charmed him into thinking, "I really need you." And I think that's what he was looking for. He wanted to feel needed.
Yes.
He wanted to feel loved. He wanted to feel accepted, and he was not getting that from home. That I'm sorry, that part hurt my heart. It really did.
Mhm. It
It really
does.
did because I'm like, look, I've the whole show, not just the whole show really hurt my heart as a parent
Mhm.
because it's like, what are you doing? You
Yeah.
like seriously, what are y'all doing? None of
Yeah.
y'all are watching these like in a sense, none of y'all are watching these kids. None of
Mhm.
you. None of you see
Uh,
the changes.
no. And I mean, either it's usually the case as parents either don't know they're hurting their child or they do and they don't care. Like it's one or
Well,
the
in this
other,
case,
you
it's
know.
both of them. It's both
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah. Yeah, all these
All the adults
parents.
suck in this situation. They
They
all
sure
suck. All of
do.
y'all.
They
All of y'all
sure
suck.
do. What did you think of the change up when
Yo, my
when we find
my
out
my flabbers were gasted.
when we find out he actually originally,
Was with Marina,
Marina, yeah. Yo, the
and that
guilt
was
he
his
must have
original
felt.
sin.
Mhm. The guilt he must have felt when he yeah.
Well,
I
I
think
don't think he
ooh,
felt guilty because I think he was like, "I spent time with both girls."
I mean, he did feel guilty about killing her that time.
He felt guilty about kidding Marina,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when he
He
found out
felt
that he was originally with her, when he
mhm.
remembered that he was originally with her,
Yes.
he was
I
like,
think
"Well, yeah, I feel guilty, but now I've come to love Shizuka, so I can't just go back
mhm.
in time and kill Shizuka."
Yeah. What I think is fascinating is there was a moment when I think because Marina was very like rough with Takopi, right, from the
Mhm.
beginning. And Takopi is like, oh, you want to be a mom. And so you've been copying her. Like, you're always rough with me because you're copying your mom. That must be how humans practice raising their own kids. I was like, he did not hold her hand when he laid that truth on her. She was shook. Basically slapped her in the face without meaning to. But she had an epiphany moment, and I feel like I did like that because he just says things as it is, like, basically, because he doesn't really understand people's emotions and feelings,
Mhm.
and so when they, like, throw back the truth at you, that is like, ooh, I was like, "Girl." Girl.
Let me tell you something. Takopi is a helpful, bubbly little idiot.
Mhm.
That's
He
the only
is.
thing I can think of for
I don't
him.
even know if he's helpful. He was not
He
helpful.
was he was
He
a little help.
tries,
He tried.
but he
He
just
really tried.
misses,
In the
eh
end, he was helpful because they
yeah.
sort of became friends.
And that's what's interesting though, because it took him so many tries, which is very fascinating. But
Mhm.
because the thing is he didn't necessarily lack he did lack empathy because he just simply couldn't understand, which
Right.
is very fascinating because he's probably out of everyone there, he's the most kindest creature, you know what I mean? If that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
But he is incapable of understanding despite him being good. He cannot understand and empathize with these humans until
Mhm.
he fully lives through them and with them. And honestly, it's just sad. Like, also, I really hated how Marina's mom put so much value on her after she was dating a boy. Also, the fact that Azuma and Marina are dating, like, I was like, "Wait a minute. Wait
Yeah.
a dang minute."
But
Yeah.
also, Marina being too scared to tell her mom that they had broken up because
Yeah.
she did not want to send her mom into a episode
Yeah.
was hard to watch
Yeah.
because it's like she's, the scar that's on her face was because of her mom. And
Mhm.
so she's literally trying to avoid going back into that same situation. So not only is she dealing with PTSD from her mother, but she is also like trying to protect herself. I don't
Yeah.
even know like the best way to describe it. She's trying to live her life, protect herself while also from her mother while also trying to protect, I guess, in a weird way,
Yeah.
her mom
Yeah.
from her mom kind of
Yeah. I mean,
going through
I would
another episode.
honestly, I would say she has the most classic case of abusive child, like, how they react.
Mhm.
They still love their parents, but they obviously they are reactive, and they're almost parentified in a sense that they have to take care of said parent,
Mhm.
and on top of that, they have to walk on eggshells, they have to regulate their emotions as well as their parents' emotions because, God forbid, they don't, they'll fly off the handles.
Mhm.
So, in all sense, like, she's dealing with such a traumatized situation,
Yeah.
and it really is sad. And
The whole show is sad.
it's sad. Actually, there was Azuma, I think he said to Takopi at one point, "Even though you're a dumb airhead who's no better than a piece of trash, you're kind." And I was like, "What kind of backhanded compliment is that?" But it is so accurate. Like, it is so accurate. That was, like, the perfect line to describe him.
He did smile at him at least
I know.
when he said it. Try to give him
But
a little side smile.
truly, I it oh, man, it's just there's so much about this show that really
Mhm.
because I think what is it? I do think it episode 5 when Shizuka is, like, losing her mind, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Nobody ever cared about me, and no one looked and paid attention to me."
Yep.
Poor girl was never loved, and the only love she received unconditionally was Chappie, and
Mhm.
that's why she was so desperate to find him, her only
She was
lifeline and reason for
hurting.
living.
Mhm. She knew she wasn't loved. She knew it. Poor baby. Poor
Yeah.
baby. Ugh.
Honestly, I don't remember this manga having a happy ending. That was the one thing that kinda surprised me. I was like, "Wait a minute,
Was
what?"
the very ending. Yeah, them
Yeah.
somewhat becoming frenemies, I guess, is the best way
Yeah.
to describe their relationship because they were brought back together after Takopi sacrificed himself
Mhm.
and turned back the time clock, and neither one of them had recollection of him,
Mhm.
but it was almost like they could feel his spirit trying to bring them back together
Yeah.
and, like, bring them closer, and so I think in that sense, they both recognize that they are both messed up individuals because of their parents
Yeah.
and their traumas, and they ended up bonding over their traumas, and despite them, like, actually what shook me was it fast forwarding to the future, and
Ye
they're kinda waiting on each other, and they're, like, giving digs at each other about their, like, basically messed up home life.
Mhm.
But I just remember thinking, "Oh, they're, like, frenemies now." Like, they poke
Mhm.
at each other's trauma, but they've bonded over it, so, like, to them, that's probably okay.
Yeah. That's cute. That's just girlhood.
I kinda like the whole friend is like, they won't say that they're best friends,
Mhm.
but they spend all their time together, and
Yeah.
they, have gone through a lot together, and
They trauma bonded.
yeah.
But they found someone who can almost who basically see them, like,
Mhm,
see them for who they are and understand, and I think
and
it's
not judge.
really poetic that Takopi's last sacrifice was to make the 2 girls he wanted to be happy, like, find each other,
Right.
and it was so cute, like, this anime, honestly, so sad, but it's really unique, and it's a beautiful, heartfelt story that really does teach you that adults suck and parents are traumatizing.
I don't know about that, but
A little bit about that,
mm, I think
but
I think it I don't know, there were so many different themes
oh, yeah,
within
yeah.
the
No, I mean,
show,
that wasn't
um, especially, like, really, really heavy themes, but I feel like I can't necessarily say that there is a life lesson given based off, like, the ending of this anime.
yeah, I honestly, from the moment, like, Takopi landed on Earth, like,
Mhm.
there was only one singular thing he wanted to do, which was spread happiness,
Yeah.
but instead, he kinda got caught up in the pain and cruelty of a broken world, like, that he simply
Mhm.
couldn't understand. And then watching, like, how he tried so hard to fix everything, even when he genuinely didn't fully grasp what was happening. That was
Mhm.
really it was heartbreaking. And in the
Right.
end, he gave up, everything to rewrite a future
Mhm.
he'd never see himself. And that
And
final
yeah.
sacrifice was just, like, heroic. It was pure selfless love. And
Mhm.
that really was all those kids needed. Like, was someone to love them selflessly, as a
Right.
parent should. They just needed someone who would, like, see them, and no one did that. But I loved how they showed in the other timeline, I think that Azuma was saved or changed because, his brother showed him that selfless love, and it woke him up. And for the
Yeah.
other 2 girls, it was Takopi who did that for them. Because let's be real, nobody else in their life would.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I did not expect this series to hit so deep. I mean, I remembered it, but I'm over here crying over an octopus alien with a bigger heart than most humans, okay?
This is why you really gotta be careful how you treat people because you don't know what is going on in their lives.
Mhm,
And you letting your emotions run the best of you could easily hurt somebody to the point where they can no longer.
mhm,
And quite honestly, I just think like if anybody is ever feeling like that, just find please, 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 please. I cannot stress this enough. Please go find somebody that you can confide in. Like just help you get through it. Like no matter what it is that you're going through. And if you feel like you don't have anybody like that, please just look up a hotline, look up somebody to that you actually can talk to and can confide in.
mhm. Yeah, like, if you guys, always look out for each other, and, we really gotta fight for each other. We really
Mhm.
do. And honestly, I know sometimes it does feel hopeless, but I really do believe that there are always people who do care, and who want to help other people, regardless
Mhm.
of whether they understand or not. There
Yep.
really are selfless people in this world, and good people in this world, despite all the bad, all the trash. I
Mhm.
know there's a lot of that too. But I hope everyone gets to at least experience somebody in their life, at least once in their life, and such an incredible person, because to be loved like that is truly incredible.
Mhm.
It really
Yeah,
is.
nothing else. Mhm.
And I hope that for everyone. So I hope someone in your life will give that. And I do believe if you keep looking hard enough, there will be somebody.
Yes, who will love you just like that. Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
we gotta be hopeful out here.
Yes.
We gotta be hopeful out here.
Yes. This was heavy. This is
It
sorry,
was
y'all. This
heavy.
episode a little heavy.
This is heavy, but it's usually the heavier things, the hard things that give the best like life lessons and
Mhm.
great discussions.
Yes.
But
Yes.
so I know it was heavy, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm really curious, what did you guys think about this show? Did you guys expect it would be like this? Especially from the art style. I feel like it was a little bit cutesy and childlike. I was not expecting, I don't think most people were expecting that outcome.
Mhm.
Let us know in the comments. And as always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. And we will be back in not next Friday, but the Friday after
Mhm.
with another episode for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for listening in. We love you guys, and thank you again for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. Catch you in 2 weeks. Bye.